again with Hard Rate Wrestling. This is going to be a very interesting episode because there have been some things, mainly one big thing talking on Twitter right now, not in the top 10 trending, but it is picking up steam. That is the conversation with Bray Wyatt. Um, and yeah, 4 days until WWE 2K23 hits shelves.
Ooh. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait.
It looks better than AEW's game.
Yeah.
I've never bought a 2K WWE game.
I have to admit, from stuff that I've seen so far, it does look pretty promising.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say that every year. Every year it's oh, this is the next thing, the next thing. It's the same game as last year. It always has glitches.
Yeah, but
And-
Bad Bunny's in it. It's different.
Oh, Bad Bunny's in it?
Yeah.
A Bad Bunny's in it? Oh
Yeah.
shit. No, never mind. I'll order 2 copies. I'll order the digital. I'm gonna order the digital and the hard copy. The game is always glitchy, but I think I heard last year that WWE gave 2K an ultimatum. Get it right or get the fuck out.
I mean, that's fair.
Which is about time. Fix it or forget it.
And here's my thing about it. And again, the 2K13, I think, was my all-time favorite 2K game just because of the way it ran well. It had a lot of great guys. But as the time has gone on, they've had hits, they've had misses. I honestly think they should drop 2K, quite frankly. I would like to see them go back to THQ and Jax. Because is it Jax or Ukes? One of those. I can't remember which one did.
Was it Ukes?
It might have
I
been
want to say it
Ukes.
might be Ukes because
It might
Jax
have-
I only think did the toy line.
Well, no, they did. They have an animation studio, but I can't remember.
Of course they do.
They all. I
Is
think
EA still in the game?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
He's
still
doing a
currently
game.
working on the new college football game if that ever hits the fucking shelf.
Who gives a listen, well, yes, you do. Give EA listen, EA used to have the best baseball games. EA Sports 98 baseball when I played baseball games. Some of the best was the best video game where you could play on the moon or in your kitchen or like it had different. It wasn't just baseball fields. So EA is very innovative. Let them run with it. They used to EA
So,
Sports.
do you want wrestling on the moon as well?
I mean, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll do it. The bumps won't hurt as bad. But yes, I like all that innovation type of stuff. And EA Sports they're legit, right? They're legit.
So, why don't I just lead us on the primrose path to Hall of Fame?
Okay.
So, as we saw as part of the weird Dominic thing and Rey Mysterio is going to the Hall of Fame of 2023. I think it's cool, but he's still technically active.
Yeah.
So it makes a little no sense to me right now. And of course, they'll use it because of Dominic. I mean, that's kind of the big push. So,
yeah.
Again, not saying he doesn't deserve it, but he is still technically active.
Yeah.
I think Conan is inducting him also.
Yes.
Which
what
would
I saw
not
was-
surprise me. I mean, Conan's the one that broke him into the business. So.
Yeah.
So as we've heard, also rumored is the Great Muta.
That is now, and I could be mistaken because I've dipped in and out of wrestling over the years, especially when I was younger. Did Muta ever wrestle in a WWE ring?
No, never.
Okay.
He was strictly Jim Crockett Promotions, NWA, and then WCW when they were.
Now, is that why they're putting him in because they own the rights to WCW?
I mean, I think so. I mean, and in my view, though, it's a good kudo for him due to the fact that he is retired. Like he's had
we said 7 retirement matches here.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
They never retire, by the way.
Yeah,
No, I'm sorry. I
never
just
retire.
read one of the comments. I'm sorry.
What was your comment?
So, so LMAO, this is on a website talking about the rumor mill. LMAO Muta never had anything at all to do with worst wrestling ever, but is going to be inducted into their whack ass Hall of Shame.
Yeah, it really
To
is.
induct him, Drew Carey.
Yeah, who do we know who is inducting it? It might be
No.
Shinsuke.
Shinsuke possibly, Flair possibly, because they did have several matches over the years in both.
Sting would be a good one.
Sting would be another.
But considering Sting's still under
Yeah,
contract with
Sting's-
AEW, it won't happen.
Yeah, Sting probably won't happen.
Well,
But
it depends because Tony Khan's real loose on that kind. He might not be now, but he's kind of loose on that kind of stuff.
And as of right now, there has been a third name rumored. WWE is reportedly very close, quote, to finalizing a deal with Stacy Keibler to induct her into the 2023 Hall of Fame class.
Oh god,
She would definitely be showing up on Raw on Monday.
It was also noted that Keibler and WWE have been in talks for a few weeks now. It's believed that the deal is 99% done, but wasn't finalized as of last Friday.
So they signed they signed her to a
Legends deal.
Legends deal.
I,
Oh, so what's that got to do with the Hall of
I
Fame? They
mixed-
put her in the Hall of Fame?
I have mixed feelings about this one because one, Stacy did most of her work in WCW.
Yeah, Keibler performed as Miss Hancock in WCW
Yeah.
until the company was sold to WWE in 2001. Jesus. Keibler transferred over to WWE and worked there until 2006. Keibler returned to induct Tori Wilson into the Hall of Fame in 2019.
Yeah.
My
like
whole
that.
thing with it is,
The big question is, are we running out of people to put in the Hall of Fame?
yeah, no,
That's
it's
because a lot of their talent are
currently wrestling.
pushing.
Already in.
Oh well,
Did you say pushing up daisies?
Maybe. Oh, here you go. So there are 2 tickets selling on Ticketmaster for WrestleMania Night 2 for $400 a piece in the nosebleeds.
Oh jeez.
Hey, honestly, when we go next year, that's probably where we're gonna be sitting.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that
It's
too,
a
bro.
WrestleMania.
Yes, it is. I'm okay with that.
But those are the 3 names that so far have been dropped for Hall of Fame contention and or rumors.
Okay. Well, don't forget Batista.
And Batista's also in that conversation.
Batista's going in. I don't know who's putting Batista in there. Maybe Randy Orton.
Probably Triple
Or Hunter.
H.
Or Hunter.
You think Hunter put him in?
Yeah, because their workout.
Give me what I want. Give me what I want.
That's
Hall
how
of
they
Fame.
got Batista to the Evolution to begin with, because he and Hunter were working out. You know.
Yeah, because he was. Jim Cornette says he was a shit wrestler.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was injury. He was good as Leviathan, from what Cornette says, which I never did see. I have not seen any.
That was Ohio, right? Was that Ohio?
Ohio Valley Wrestling. Cornette talks about how he was good as Leviathan, and quite honestly, I think that gimmick could have been transferred over to WWE to go against guys like Kane and the Undertaker.
They don't do that, bro. They make you're the new guy. You're the new guy. New name, new face, new underwear. We switch it all up.
Yep. So that's about it for the rumor mill. And now the biggest rumor mill is Bray Wyatt and what's happening with him. A poll that was just posted on Twitter from a wrestling podcast, if I can find it again, probably not, has said that about 25% believe that it. Oh, here it is. So 41% believe it's a physical issue.
Okay.
35% believes it's creative differences. 5.9% say both physical and creative difference, or 17% was at unsure.
So here's how I look. Go ahead, Scotty.
What exactly, like, just so that we can keep our fans up to date and myself as well, since I live under a rock, what is the whole rumor with Bray Wyatt? Like, because I don't quite understand this whole thing.
I mean, a lot of things have been saying that he is injured, or a lot of his mental issues have come back again. But
So believe it or not, the Vince is back.
yes,
In creative.
he was
right?
spotted at Monday Night Raw with
There-
a mustache.
With a Hitler mustache.
Yeah.
With a little mustache now.
They said he looked like Gomez Adams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So Vince is back. Vince was a lot of Bray's problem with creative and that kind of stuff because Vince obviously just never got. And sometimes I don't get what Bray's trying to do,
yeah.
but doesn't mean it's not good. So
I mean, that promo he
think
gave when he came back was all over the goddamn place.
I think that's part of it. And anybody who says that Vince is not back, it's all rumors, bullshit. There's almost is at WrestleMania versus Brock. Okay, that's all you need. That's all you need to know. Almost is at WrestleMania versus Brock.
Yeah.
Which honestly could be a Hurt Business type of thing that they're getting ready to do. Whatever, maybe it's a setup for that. But I think with Vince being back, and because I think Bray wanted Brock, right? Didn't he want Brock at WrestleMania?
But what I heard was the rumor said Brock said, screw you to Brock or to Bray. Like, I'm not dealing with this, and hence why the almost match was made. So Brock threw creative control into it and said, I'm not going to go wrestle him. And then they're like, well, then you're wrestling almost, and then Brock's like, screw it, well, I don't care,
Why?
That's what I have heard.
Yeah.
So
I think it's part. I think it's definitely creative. He taken his ball and gone home once already, and I think he's double fisting his balls now and taking them home.
That originally because he was fired by WWE.
He didn't want to play ball. I don't think Bray wanted to play ball. I don't think he wanted to do what they wanted to do, and Bray was being Bray, and whether he's got mental issues or not, I'm not sure. Not sure all the story there, but I think that was part of the deal why they ended up getting rid of him the first time. The Fiend was over. Fox loved the Fiend. The Fiend was making money. Look at every figure that was out there. When WWE sees money, they like this. Seth Rollins, AJ Styles was on top forever. How many AJ Styles figures were out there? 1,000. Every time you turn around, there's a new
one for him too.
Now it's Seth. Like there's new Seth figures out there all the time. Bray was making money for WWE, and Fox loved him. Fox wanted him to be the champion. Wanted to keep the belt on him. But creatively, he didn't get along with Vince or whoever, and like that's where we ended up the first time. I think we're back there again.
And the funny thing is with all this stuff on Twitter, and for some reason Ric Flair is trending, and I promise this is related.
His last match.
If Bray Wyatt is on the shelf, I've got a great idea for WrestleMania. Hear me out. Mr. McMahon versus Ric Flair in Golden Walker matches.
I like it.
I can see it.
Can you see? I can see it now. For 7 minutes, they're both laying in the middle of the ring on their back. One of them is passed out, and the other one's trying to wake the other one up.
Yeah.
Hey, you good? No.
No.
Are you sure? No.
No. Here, take this weapon. Rick?
Rick, come on.
Well, so going back to the creative differences, I mean, the Fiend was interesting, and the idea for it was interesting, but it sold money, and sold merchandise. Creatively, I don't think it hit all that well, especially when you're burning him alive, and then I don't know. There's a lot of ways they did Bray wrong in that whole thing. Like the idea, the two personality deal, I thought could have had a lot of good potential, but when there's doing really bad parts of that gimmick, and again, if that was all Vince McMahon's idea, then yeah, that was just horrible. I don't know how the merchandise sold. I don't know why it sold, but apparently it did. Because for some reason, Fiend was popular, even though
they just had another pop released.
Yeah,
with the Fiend.
But
I don't get it. I don't understand. I like some of Bray's stuff. Some of it's a little weird to me. I don't get it all. Maybe I'm not smart enough to get it. When he started doing all the different things, the QRL codes that were spanning all over every different platform, I kind of lost a little interest. Yeah. This Howdy thing, Uncle Howdy. Who the fuck is Uncle Howdy? Why do we still not know who it is? And at this point, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Is it his brother? Is it his sister? I don't care. Either show us or don't show us, but let's move this fucking story along.
Yeah, and they were pushing Alexa Bliss going back with him. I mean, that was
now she's hurt, right? Isn't she out?
I think so.
Yeah, she's out.
But I really wish, like, the one thing, and I don't know if they could ever do it again because he doesn't have the right guys behind him. But the thing that got me, the thing that got Bray Wyatt over with me was the Wyatt family, the original version.
Sure. We love factions, bro.
Huh?
We love factions.
Well, it's not even just that. It was Bray. It was his promo. Like when he starts talking about being the Eater of Worlds, Like it just his promos captivated me. Like he really had something and had this menace behind him that I quite honestly got into. And they killed him deader than 4 o'clock with the whole Cena feud because him and Cena were about to swap places naturally. Bray Wyatt becoming a babyface and John becoming a heel, and Vince pulled the plug on that because they didn't want John to be the heel, so therefore it just killed Bray deader than 4 o'clock. And it was like it was the beginning of the end for that character in my view. Because when he started, like with him singing, it's got the whole world in his hands, and you got the sheep masks and all of that stuff. It just was so different. And then, like I said, when he came back and he was the demented Mr. Rogers, I was like, oh, this idea is interesting. Then they was like, oh, he's got a whole nother side to him, and it's the Fiend. Again, it could have been a really good gimmick, but they monkeyed with it too much. And now, like you said, this whole new section of like, if this is Bray Wyatt's creative on his own, again, I like Bray Wyatt as a person, but my God, like you said, get to the point. Let's figure out what this really is here. So
there's so many angles, there's so many aspects to Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
And I think with it, most of that, like this Uso story with Roman, and it's been stretched out for so long now. Great. Because it's telling little details as we go, right?
Yes.
And it's expanding. Bray Wyatt's character or his stuff hits you all one time and then doesn't go away. Like it's the same thing. It doesn't go away. It doesn't have an ending to it. And when you think it's over, it's really not. It just goes back into the same shit.
Okay. So this is from Wrestle Talk about the Bray Wyatt situation. This was just updated 33 seconds ago. So Bray Wyatt has not appeared on WWE television for the past 2 weeks. With Bobby Lashley continuing their feud by himself during his absence. After Wyatt missed last night's WWE live event in Madison Square Garden, Fightful Select reported that Bray Wyatt is out of action due to a physical issue. WWE Creative was told in recent weeks that Bray had been sidelined with an illness. There is currently no timetable on his return, but those in the company didn't expect it to be long-term when they were informed of the news. Bray has not been at recent WWE live events or television tapings, and he wasn't listed on the internal rundown for the Madison Square Garden events as of Friday.
All right. So this is, to me, this is a mental illness. This is whatever he's got going on. I feel bad for him because he's a sharp character. A lot of times he's probably a genius, and that's the problem with geniuses. They just kind of all over the place. But well, let's hope they figure it out and get him back, because we need Bray Wyatt, but we want the Fiend.
Yeah, we want the healthy,
and we want Howdy to die.
Yeah. Well, I disagree. If they get to the point of what Captain Howdy is, or Uncle Howdy, or
Captain Howdy.
Captain Howdy.
It's Captain Howdy.
Whatever they call him, as long as they get to the point, then I'm okay with it. Because again, if they create a new stable, because that's what we thought was going to happen. They were going to create a new stable similar to the Wyatt family, but a little darker with using the Fiend aspect and whatnot. And again, that hasn't come to fruition. And it's like, all right, like you said, get to the point of it. And
right. Let's go, Bo Dallas.
If they do that, great. If they don't, I agree with you. Just kill off the whole thing and start over from scratch.
Yeah, do something.
But I don't know. It is what it is.
And apparently the other person being dragged down by all this is Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
She was supposed to make an on-screen appearance with him soon with the storyline. But with this unexpected absence, her storyline's kind of gone downhill too. So
wow. Yeah, if they're putting a family together, they're putting a faction together, it's taking way too long. We need them to get together very soon and start wrecking shit.
Yeah.
Or they come back at WrestleMania.
I mean, it could be interesting.
This also could be a work.
It very well could be.
Definitely could be a work.
It's one of those things, like I could see them doing this as, hey, let's make it look like we've got issues and internally to kind of get people talking, to get people interested and then they do something at WrestleMania where like everything kind of comes together. That could be very interesting if that is the case.
Well, I don't think it's a work because they're not they're supposedly have a match with Lashley. They're not pushing this match. They got to sell this match somehow. Otherwise, we're going to be getting drinks in the middle of it. Yeah. So they need to figure that part out. That's why I don't think it's a work. I think there's something definitely going on here.
So yeah, let's see. Also going on is apparently Darby Allin's coming back this week on Dynamite.
So where has he been? Off injured?
I think injured.
The way this fucking guy works, it's no doubt in my mind that he's hurt.
Yeah, no. Out of
this coffin drop is probably one of the most dangerous moves you have in AEW. Yeah. This dude, I don't know, it's a lot of trust in whoever you're going to land on, and thank God he only weighs about 98 pounds. But shit, this guy's coming off the top rope to the outside of the ring. Get out of here. This guy, it's surprised he's not dead, honestly.
Yeah. Well, he also does a lot of other like crazy stunts.
He's everywhere, dude. His topes, they're ridiculous, dude.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but he's the one guy that I do like in AEW because his moves, when he actually executes them, like he hits full force and it looks like it hurts. Like when he does shoulder blocks, there was one that Wyatt and I were watching a while back. I think it was on Billy Gunn when he dashed out at Billy Gunn one night and just shoulder blocked him, and it just looked like devastating.
Now wait a minute, did Billy Gunn sell this? Did he sell the shoulder block?
Yeah, if I remember right, didn't he?
He's got Darby by like 200 pounds.
Well, again, like the way Darby flew at him, Darby looked like came at him like a Mack truck.
Okay,
so, like
Darby's like 2 feet shorter than he is.
I don't know. It was I think it was Billy Gunn. I'm not quite for sure. I'm pretty sure. You remember that? You remember what I'm talking about?
I think Billy Gunn's the biggest dude in AEW.
We watched it. We were like, "Holy crap!" He just like he had some. Maybe it was one of the Gun Boys.
I think it was the Gun Boys because Sting had come out, and then Billy Gunn said, "Go get him," and as the guy ran up, up the ramp. All of a sudden, Darby out of freaking nowhere goes, spear, shot!
Just takes.
So he
decimates the
he didn't do a shoulder block. He did a tope through the ropes.
Yeah.
No.
It was on the ramp.
It was on the ramp. Like he came out of the
stage.
Backstage, he came charging out of the entranceway and just shoulder blocked and just threw his whole body into one of the Gun Boys. And I'm just like watching this, and I'm like, dude, like he came at him like a freaking Mack truck. There's like
he is wild to watch.
Yeah, he's insane. So like, yeah, but I agree with you that he is definitely he's going to be injury prone if he keeps up with stunts like that.
Yeah.
So here's an interesting one for Monday Night Raw coming up tonight. So Edge calls out Finn Balor. Brock Lesnar meets Omos face to face. Bianca
Face
Belair
the belly
versus
button.
Chelsea Green.
Okay.
Ooh, how you doing?
Elias versus Bronson Reed.
If you got Chelsea Green, you know who's coming with her.
Yeah. Elias is dying tonight.
Cody Rhodes versus LA Knight.
Yeah.
Ooh.
On the road to WrestleMania. And from what I'm understanding from this, Kevin Owens versus Solo Sikoa street fight.
Ooh, okay.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm down for that.
That's gonna be that's more wrestling in a Raw than I have seen in like, as we've said before, Raw is talk, and like that's especially a street fight on Raw. That's gonna be very interesting. So
yeah, a lot of people don't like to talk, but you can't just build stories in the ring. Sometimes you have to do a lot of talking.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't want like I get that there needs to be some talking for certain, but when every segment is a Miz segment or every segment is a
he's a must see man on TV, bro.
Shit, not really.
Listen, 95% of WWE storylines are moving forward, and that's what we have not gotten in years.
Well, that's true.
So,
but see, like I would rather see the Bloodline, the like the main event guys, like the Bloodline, Cody, Sammy, Kevin.
Every show.
Not every show, but what I'm saying is like if we're gonna have those kind of talking things, have that as your talking segments, and then maybe two others that are going to be like, I mean, and not that Omos can actually talk, but a Brock Lesnar promo where he talks, building the match, even though Brock is not the best talker, I'd rather see Brock talk than
Actually, Brock is really good. Have you
Yeah.
heard Brock? The crowd.
I've heard Brock. He's
Brock
okay.
is good.
He's
Brock
okay.
is good, and he's funny.
He's
Hey, man, that bidding thing that he did on fucking Pat McAfee's show was hysterical.
yeah. He's not. He can talk on his own when he is not under the gun. When he's under the gun, that's why he was better with Paul Heyman, because Heyman could really hype him. But he can talk. He just needs to have.
He is funny and scary. It is hard to have both.
Yeah.
Like Brock can make you laugh, and all of in a minute you're up in the F5.
Yeah.
Like you're done.
No, fair.
Yeah. So Brock can talk. Brock can talk. More Brock. I listen to Brock all day long compared to some of these other guys.
Right?
Yeah, well, compared to other people, that's what I'm saying. I'd rather have a Brock promo than some of the other promos that they do. So that's what I'm saying. Just cut it down to a couple other guys that are, whose storylines need a good push, and then just leave it all the rest of wrestling. So, but that's just me.
Arn Anderson tweeted today, or actually yesterday and today. Last night, his family suffered a loss that should never be felt. Their older son Barrett passed away.
Really?
At the age of 37.
Wow.
Wow.
So obviously, thoughts
Wow.
and prayers to your family.
Wow.
So
what's the name of his son that's wrestling for AEW?
I don't even think he's still there, to be honest with you.
It is shit.
Arnie Jr.
No, it's I cannot remember.
Because I keep wanting to say Colton, but I know that's the Guns.
No, that's not.
So why can't I can't think of it off the top of my head.
I'll look it up.
So
God, people are all over this announcement from WWE about Bray.
what?
So Bray Wyatt reported
Barrett.
WWE Live event at MSG last night.
Brock
By
Brock Anderson.
Brock Anderson. That's
okay.
right.
It's also worth noting he has not been seen as much on WWE TV, and we are 2 weeks away from WrestleMania.
Boy, does Barrett look like Ole. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, does he look like Ole?
So, I mean, there's a lot.
And the sad thing is there was no blood relation in the Andersons, other than Gene. Gene was the only real Anderson out of the whole Anderson clan in the old days. Ole and Arn are not related whatsoever.
Yep.
Yeah, that really looks like Ole. Wow.
Wow, does he look like Ole? That's crazy.
Yes. Wow. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, to that family, to the Anderson family, hearts,
thoughts and prayers.
That really sucks. I mean, we're just a lowly podcast, but hey.
Yeah, the 12 people are gonna be like, "Who's Ole?
Who's Ole?" But yeah, I mean, is there anything else you guys want to talk about while we're here? Or...
I think that's it. I mean, the Bray Wyatt thing was the big story of the day for sure.
Yeah, and it's still gaining traction. So I mean, this could go anywhere in the next few hours, especially before Raw tonight.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just what are both of your theories on if WWE and Bray cannot come to terms? What do they like? Again, big merch seller. They don't want to lose him, but is it worth it to WWE to fire him?
Well, they'll never lose money on the merch because they own the rights to him. So they could release that shit all the way to the end of his contract, they own the rights to the Fiend and the Bray Wyatt character. So they'll never lose money on merchandise.
But at the same time, they're going to lose money on it if he's not there to.
Sure, eventually it's going to die. Yes.
Yeah. So but that's my thing is what do you guys like? Is it if for some reason he's being stubborn or whatever the issue is about his creative or I mean if he's physically injured then that's one thing, but if he's being stubborn on his creative and he does not want to compromise, is it worth it to WWE to let him go again, especially when they're looking to sell the company, because this is something that they need as many big stars as they can get going into a sale. So is it worth it to lose him?
The show must go on.
I mean, I think if they do end up getting rid of him, he'll come up with a new gimmick and probably head over to probably AEW, considering they have ROH in New Japan. So he has foot anywhere he goes somewhere, but I don't know.
The problem with
he's not going to be able to get a shot.
The problem with guys like this, and I'm not shitting on Bray. I think Bray's amazing talent. The Rotundas they're amazing. I'm sorry, not the Rotundas. The Wyndhams are an amazing.
They're crossbred, but yeah.
They're one of the top families. I don't care what Cody says.
Yeah.
But guys like this, they're never happy, right? And he's very smart. He's very good at his craft. But some people can't settle for what they're doing. They always want to expand and be better, and it's not always good for the company, or it's not always what the company wants either. So, and that frustrates talented people, and that's why talented people move on to different companies. Most likely, if he goes to AEW, he will fucking hate it there. They'll give him all the creative that he wants. They'll say, Bray, do your thing. We want you to be you, and we'll put you on Dark.
So before we sign off, we should look at our calendars for Friday, April 14th.
Okay.
For MCW Pro Wrestling. For Spring Fever, Action Andretti, Matt Cordona.
Really?
NWA's May Valentine. And oh wait, Bushwhacker Luke will be there as well. So definitely down to do that. I haven't been to an MCW show in a while.
Yes,
we need to do that. But yeah, I think that pretty much wraps it up for this episode.
April 18th?
14th. It's a Friday night.
14th.
It's a Friday night.
That's gonna be tough for me, but we'll see.
All right. Well, we'll work that out. But hey, hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell icon.
Please.
And also, guys, share this with your other wrestling friends. I've already talked to several people just today who are telling me how much they love the podcast and how much they're enjoying watching us. So if you like this, don't just give us a like, give us a...
You like us. You really like us.
Yeah. Share this around with your friend, any wrestling friends you have. Just share it around and keep pushing us out there, because the more
we get to 100 subscribers,
there we go.
We are going to give away something out of our Pro Wrestling Tees box. Now, that Pro Wrestling Tees box is going to be here in the next 15 days, less than 15 days, looks like. So if we can get to 100 subscribers in the next 15, we're going to give you I'm going to give you something out of my box for sure. Probably a t-shirt. You get 2 t-shirts. I'll let you pick. I'll even let you pick. So
and again,
please,
if you like us and subscribe to us after that, follow us on our Facebook page. That way we can get a hold of you about, upcoming things, like what you guys want to hear from our shows. And when we reach out to you about getting that t-shirt, because I'm also opening up a box. So
same box. I'm just
same box.
We'll do it together though.
We'll see what happens. If it's different, if not, no big deal. But
yeah,
just look forward to all that stuff coming out soon. All right.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Well, hey, have a great week, and we will talk to y'all later. Peace.